You know, there should be a video that just tells us how to solve those things. Hello again. Have you ever been on a pogo stick? Well, I have, and it's kind of hard, so anybody can do this. Is just absolutely beyond me. I mean, you'd have to imagine that these people are some sort of special kind of crazy, but in reality, pogo people are just as diverse as any other sort of people. They got all kinds of other sides, like rational ones. Take, for example, Dan Brown. No, not that guy.
Guys, I found Nemo.
That guy. He usually has something interesting to talk about and even something to teach you, so you should definitely check him out. Especially since he encourages people to post videos in response to the videos that he's posted. He wants to create a whole video community where people from around the world can get together and converse and exchange ideas via the internet. Granted, this idea would be helped out a lot by something like a universal translator, but nevertheless, it is still a pretty awesome idea. Of course, not everybody can do crazy high-flying acrobatics on a spring-loaded stick. Some people can even sing. So if you want to experience a deluge of musical excellence, I suggest heading on over to Candy Red Studios. They have just dozens and dozens of phenomenal musicians who are just completely and utterly mind-blowing. Have you ever heard of Sarah Gregory? Probably because she helped out with that whole auto-tune the news thing from a little while back, but did you know she actually has her own channel? Now, she doesn't have a whole lot of videos on that channel, but each song that she performs is just exquisite. So if you want to sit back and relax while enjoying a sultry, sexy voice, then I would definitely recommend going and checking out her channel. Hey there, Dan here. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can watch lectures and documentaries, you can check out a music video, or you can simply get lost watching videos of cats. But have you ever heard of a channel called Vsauce? It's run by a guy named Michael, and he posts videos where he asks interesting questions or points out interesting and cool things as a way of exploring the world around him. Now, that's not his only channel. He's got two others, but the other two are focused mostly on things like culture and gaming and the internet, or sometimes just really weird pictures. But all three channels are definitely worth your time. Have you ever thought pennies were dumb, or been confused by the voting system or the difference between the United Kingdom and England? Well, if so, I would highly suggest you head on over to CGP Gray's channel, in which he explains all that and a whole bunch more. His videos are always engaging, intriguing, and as always, entertaining. Hand dance! Vi Hart is simply my favorite math musician. Her videos are all about the awesomeness of math and are presented in a fun and quirky manner. If you ever thought that math was boring, you're wrong. Go check out her videos to see what I mean.
Triangles, 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 triangles.
Have you ever thought rocket science was exciting? Of course you have. It's friggin' rocket science. There's a channel called Smarter Every Day put on by a rocket scientist named Destin, and we follow along as he explains all sorts of neat things about physics, sometimes involving chickens and yes, even cats too. Speaking of physics, there's a channel called Minute Physics, which has a whole series of short, concise videos all about, well, physics. They're presented using whiteboard animation and cover everything from the mundane to the utterly bizarre.
What is this nonsense, measuring distances with time?
Now we come to One Veritasium, run by a guy named Derek. He likes to use a lack of knowledge as a way to gain knowledge. Like a lot of these other channels, he starts off with a question or a problem, but unlike a lot of the other channels, he then poses that question to people in the world at large. He uses their answers as a starting point for talking about science. And of course, we can't forget the Astrosphere Universe Today channels, two interlinked video channels hosted by Dr. Pamela Gay and Fraser Kane. Now, their videos are a little bit longer than most of the others because they're recordings of all the various Google Plus Hangouts that they do, and they involve people like Dr. Nicole Gallucci, Amy Sherrod-Tidal, Dr. Phil Plait, and Scott Manley. They have a variety of programs on Google Plus that they do for their Hangouts, starting with the Weekly Space Hangout, which is just a big conference of all the various space news people, and they're going over various things that happen during the week. You have Learning Space, in which you learn about space. They also have Astronomy Cast, which is basically a video version of their astronomy podcast. And finally, they have something called a Weekly Star Party, in which people from all around the world, mostly in the US, but sometimes you get them from far and wide, will hook up their telescopes to a webcam and send that image directly into the Hangout, so you get all these different views from all these different people from all around the world of just stuff that's in their sky, be it planets, nebulae, moons, what have you. They're all there, all able to be seen, and they have people come in and talk about various objects. And all in all, it's a pretty amazing little thing, so I would definitely suggest going and checking them out. I'm certain that Brady Haran can loop time around himself. How else would he have the time to do all the various videos that he does? Now, he works mostly with the University of Nottingham, producing such series as Periodic Table of Videos, Deep Sky Videos, 60 Symbols, which is all about physics, a few behind the scenes of science type series called Backstage Science and Test Tube, as well as series like My Favorite Scientist, Words of the World, Bible Decks, and Food Ski. Oh, and he also maintains a blog. So yeah, he's kind of a busy guy. Now you should check out all of these videos because all of these videos are freaking awesome. Now the people that I find most inspiring are the Vlogbrothers, Hank and John Green. They put together something called Brotherhood 2.0, in which for a year they would put videos on YouTube to each other in lieu of doing things like sending email. Now this quickly became quite popular, so at the end of the year they decided to keep going with it, although they'd only be posting 2 videos a week. Now why the slowdown? Well, they created an international community of something called Nerd Fighters. What's Nerd Fighter, you ask? Well, Nerd Fighters never forget to be awesome, and by awesome, I mean they raised $480,000 for charity thanks to their Project for Awesome charity drive. Now they've also created VidCon, which is a big conference which brings together video content creators and industrial professionals and usually involves over 7,000 people. They also do something called Crash Course, which is 10-minute lessons once a week with one topic for each person. John so far has done world history and literature and is currently working on U.S. history, and Hank has so far done biology and ecology and is just starting in on chemistry. Now this isn't the only awesome things that they've done. They've also been able to get Neil Gaiman to say this.
I decided during government that I would actually, literally, suck donkey balls
On stage at Carnegie Hall. This isn't a full list of all the awesome things that they've done, but it's what I've been able to figure out so far by looking at their videos and checking out their Wikipedia page. They have yet to publish a biography on all their various activities.
Good lord, I'm in a chair.
Well, thank you for watching. As always, there'll be links down below, and so if you found anything interesting, by all means go ahead and check them out, and don't forget to be awesome.